Hey everybody! How you doing? How's your night/day/time zone doing? I have to say time zone because y'all live everywhere. Hello, and welcome. Yeah, usually I stream on Twitch as Orky. I don't often stream on YouTube anymore. In part because I know most of my subscribers aren't here for streams and live content. You're here for ASMR and roleplay stories, but once in a while I like to pop in live and check in with y'all, see how you're doing. I'm mostly okay. I had a bit of a rough day today. My stomach was not cooperating with me today. Like, I just had a hard time eating, keeping food down. And with stinky pants is because I don't pay money to be a fancy concierge patient with my primary care doctor. Getting a fast appointment with the practice is like next to impossible. They'll tell me, if you're that bad, go to an urgent care clinic or go to the ER. Don't wait for your doctor. And I'm like, but my doctor, if it's something serious, is the only one who can write a referral to a specialist. And my insurance, because I live in America, right, requires referrals for them to cover a specialist. So I'm kind of stuck waiting to hear back from my doctor's office when he's available to see me. So in the meantime, I'm just taking stuff I can get at the local pharmacy. And it's working okay. Like, I'm not totally miserable like I was earlier today. I just have a little bit of a bubbly tummy, but sipping on some ginger ale has been helping, and I took some Pepto and some Dramamine, so working okay. And I managed to eat some crackers and peanut butter, so I'll be all right. Don't worry your big little heads about me. If you gotta go to sleep, go to sleep. Don't apologize. I understand for some folks it's super duper late depending on where you live. Like, it's slightly past midnight where I am. But because I wasn't feeling well, I kind of slept all day. Fortunately, my partner doesn't work on Fridays at all. So he was home all day to take care of my kids and pets and whatnot. So I was able to sleep and not have to worry about things going to crap. Yeah, I saw someone who assumed I'm in Canada because it's storming there. No, not Canadian. I kinda wish I was, because y'all have a slightly better healthcare system than we do here in America. But no, I'm American. I just live in the deep south. So I don't really have much of a southern accent because I wasn't born in the deep south. I just currently live in the deep south. And this is our first big rainstorm in a long time. We had a very hot, dry summer. It was miserable. Oh. And because I am an adulty adult, I'm hoping this rain will help my lawn. So the homeowners association who manages my neighborhood will stop leaving us nasty letters saying our lawn looks dead. Because I'm like, everyone's lawn is dead. We went through like 2 months where it was over 100 degrees Fahrenheit nearly every day. Grass can't survive in that, at least not this grass that you have us grow. So I imagine like my whole block was getting those nasty letters from the homeowners people. And because my town had severe water restrictions because it being a hot, dry summer meant drought, couldn't exactly put sprinklers out and water our lawn either. Yo, so it's kind of random, but I had like the best meal the other day. It was so good. It was this curry salad with heirloom tomatoes and basil and burrata cheese with balsamic dressing. It was so good. And I had that with very, very fancy deviled eggs. And these were super fancy deviled eggs. These weren't like your grandma's backyard barbecue deviled eggs. These were like some fancy chef took extra care to make them nice. I don't know how far this fast food chain spreads, but I had Jack in the Box yesterday for dinner. And the burger was pretty good. I love me a buttery Jack burger. But the curly fries had like no seasoning on them. How dare you not season your curly fries, Jack in the Box? That's an affront to nature. When I get harassed by people I don't want to talk to, if it's online, I just like mute them if there's a mute option, or just straight up say bye and block them. But if it's not online, it's in person. My usual cue for people to leave me alone is to put on big ass headphones. Like, earbuds don't always work, especially because nowadays earbuds come like super tiny and wireless, so people can't always tell when you have earbuds in. But if you have big ass clunky headphones on, that's a dead ass sign of like, don't talk to me, I am busy. So I always like advise people to invest in even a cheap pair of big ass clunky headphones. Because especially if you use like public transit to get around and you don't want some stranger sitting next to you talking to you, you just put them on and they'll assume they're like noise canceling and you can't hear them anyway. Even if they're not noise canceling. It's over text. Oh, I don't know what service you have, but the service I have lets me block people on text. Like, it lets me block numbers, so they can't do anything. You say something? Yeah, we got another YouTube subscriber. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Oh, goodness golly gracious. I can't believe I'm at 57K. I've been sitting between 54 and 55k for like the better part of half a year at least. And I finally surpassed 55k this year. And I was sitting at that for like a hot ass minute. And then boom, 57k. Where did y'all come from? So quote Rapunzel from Tangled. Who are you and how did you find me? Ooh, Pokemon. I don't really have time to play console games, unfortunately. I mostly play PC, and I usually play them on my Twitch streams. Because I don't really have the whoop-de-doo to rig consoles up to my computer to stream console games. A lot of expense and a lot of moving stuff around. Hey everybody joining! I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 on my Twitch stream, and I am very bad at it. But then again, it is the kind of game I am naturally very bad at. I am not a hardcore gamer in the slightest. I'm not even a softcore gamer. I am a babycore gamer. Hey! If you happen to be working, I do hope you're allowed to listen to things while you work. And that I don't get you in trouble with your bosses. But that would make me sad. I don't want anyone getting in trouble on my account. Like, my partner works overnight, 10-hour shifts, four nights a week. But really, the only night in, like, not have to be hyper-focused on his work is usually Sundays. Because that's when they're, like, it's quiet. So he can, like, listen to podcasts and streams or be on the phone with me if I happen to be awake. I'm glad y'all like my ASMR. That makes me really happy to hear that. I try my best, because it may not seem like it, but I invest a lot of, well, everything into the work I do. Like, I use a 3D microphone, but I don't use the basic bitch $300 3DO little one that most people get to use. Baby one. Nah, I got the big daddy all black one like you see right here. I got this one. And that took up an entire credit card that I had to pay over the course of a year and a half. But don't worry about that. I was able to handle it. Because I really genuinely care about the sound quality of things coming in clear and you getting like essence of surround sound and ear to ear and as many potentials for tingles as possible. And for some microphones, you can't do that. It doesn't work. My favorite game right now is the Sakura Succubus Vision Level series, because I started playing it on my Twitch stream, I believe it was last year, and at the time there were only 6 games. We finished the 5th game close to like a month ago, and just started the 6th game, only for me to learn that in April they came out with Game 7. And I'm like, is this series ever gonna end? Am I gonna come to the conclusion of this story? Apparently not. I hope 7 is the last one. I generally do, because if it goes even longer, I'm just gonna be playing this game for infinity. Because I wanna know what happens. I wanna know what happens to my succubus harem. I put too much work to pleasing all these ladies. I don't want to just ditch them. Am I ticklish? I used to be, but not so much anymore. I've kind of built up a resistance. Like, I have a high pain tolerance too. I have like tattoos and scars from injuries I didn't even realize I got. So I'm not a very sensitive person, at least not physically. I like visual novels, and I like streaming them, because the ones that don't come with voice packs that automatically play and are kind of annoying, I like to voice myself and practice my voice acting chops. Because with Sakura Succubus, there's like 8 different ladies now. And I have to come up with like 8 different voices other than my default voice that I use for the main character, who's like the narrator. I've seen a little bit of the Monster Musume anime, like, a while ago. I didn't get very far. It's so weird. When I was in, like, my teens, early 20s, I could, like, binge watch stuff like it was nothing. Like, I could watch episode after episode after episode. It didn't matter if it was a cartoon or an anime or a live action show like Supernatural or Doctor Who. I could just binge the crap out of it. But now I'm in my 30s, and I feel exhausted after watching just 2 episodes of something. I'm like, okay, I've seen a couple episodes. I'm gonna do something else now. Again, also, when I was in my late teens and early 20s, I did not have 3 children. I have 3 children now, as represented by my little critter army behind me. The Minecraft eagle used to be a whale to represent my oldest kid, who's 9, but now she's really into Minecraft, and eagles are her favorite animal, so she wanted me to represent her with a Minecraft eagle. The fox behind me is for the middle child, who is 3, whose nickname is Little Fox, so Fox. And then the Pokemon, the shiny Eevee, is for my youngest, who is almost 8 months old, and we call her Baby Eevee, because Eevee kind of ties into her actual name, so it's like a little nickname for her, so she's Baby Eevee. I just had her in January. So yeah, I have 3 girls. My partner is outnumbered. Oh, RFKJR. I have no idea what that means. But congratulations. If you're excited about it, then I'm excited about it. So awesome for you. I hope it goes well for you. I mean, I saw we got another new subscriber. Y'all just keep coming. I actually hope I don't ever hit 100K, because a couple of my peers in the ASMR audio RP community hit 100K and went to get their like channels like officialized by YouTube, so they get the check mark next to it. I forget what it's called, like I forget what the process is called. And when they went to do that, YouTube blinked their channel, as in like, bye bye, channel gone. All their hard work disappeared overnight, just because they hit 100K subs and went to get like check marked. So I don't want that to happen. So if I sit at like 99,999 for infinity, I'll be perfectly happy. Good night, Mercy. Sleep well. I kind of slept all day, so I am mildly super awake right now. I was kind of dozing off a couple hours ago. I was like watching a video podcast and I kept zoning out, half asleep. Only like snap back to it when there'd be like a sudden new thing. And now I'm awake. So I don't know. My body's weird. My body's very weird. I also just like naturally keep a very odd schedule, as to record ASMR and have it come out not like shit, you gotta do it in a quiet environment. My home is only really quiet between like 3 in the morning and like 5, 6 in the morning. Because between like around 6 is when like outside animals like birds wake up, or like basically when the sun comes up, like birds and stuff wake up, make a lot of noise, and then my neighbors get up and make a lot of noise, and then my kids wake up. And as for starting at like 2, 3 in the morning, well, sometimes my baby just doesn't crash out for the night until like after 1. So I only have like very limited quiet hours to record all my takes and then feed them into my editing software to filter out the best ones, and then like run it through to get rid of white like static noise and my air conditioner. Because some people turn off their air conditioners when they record, and I envy them because they probably live in a climate where it doesn't get like redonkulously hot super fast. I don't have that privilege. If I turn off my air conditioner, the room I work in will get very hot very fast, and I won't be able to focus because I'll become a sweaty mess in a matter of minutes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Joe Biden's getting challenged for the Democratic nomination. That's awesome. Oh man. I hope this brings out Dark Brandon. We haven't seen Dark Brandon since last year. Dark Brandon's long overdue. I hope it inspires him to do some Dark Brandon shit, because we could use some Dark Brandon shit. It'd be funny. Hello, people joining. Hello. Hello. I do try to not talk about politics, because most people don't lean the way I do. I'm like an old school hippie tree hugger. Most people don't like that. My favorite Marvel character, that's tough. That's really tough. It's tough. I want to say Deadpool, but there's an awful person in my life who cosplays Deadpool and goes to conventions and uses the character as an excuse to act like a total jerk face. Kinda ruined the character for me. But I used to really like Deadpool. I have an affinity for Black Cat from the Spider-Man series that dates back to when I was a kid and would go to the arcade with my cousins and we would play the Spider-Man arcade game together. And they always made me be Black Cat because they were boys and I was the girl, so I had to be the girl. I was never allowed to be Spider-Man. I do not live in Florida. I am not a Florida woman. I am not psycho enough to live in Florida. No, I live in the other batshit southern state that is very large and likes to go yeehaw. Yes, good old Tejas. I won't say where in Tejas I am, but I'm in Tejas. Hey, another Texan! Giddy up! My best friend, who's like my character designer, and artist, and just overall like my bestie that I've known since long before I did YouTube and everything else, goes by the name Koichi, and she moved to the state of Washington with her now fiance, and I'm so jealous of her because from what she's described of Washington, it seems very nice. And very sane. Well, I know all of Washington is not very sane, but the part she is in seems rather sane. Well, best of luck, Mr. Kennedy, going up against Brandon. I hope he survives. That's awful to say, but like, it's crazy these days. I don't know if y'all know the channel Alternate History Hub, but he did an April Fool's video a few years ago, like, what if there was a different person who won in 2016? And he didn't go with, Mrs. Clinton. He went with frickin' Jeb Bush. And it went off the rails, and is like the funniest thing I have ever seen from a political skewed channel. It was just, yes, it was so funny. It's the way he describes it, a Jeb Bush presidency would have been pretty epic. For me to do Keiko requires like fancy spa tools, because both times I did her role plays, I used like fancy spa tools. Like the first massage audio, I actually used like real professional massage stuff. And then for the face cleaning video audio, I used like actual like face scrubbers and salts and stuff like that. So to keep with the theme of Keiko, I'd have to find more fancy spa equipment. And unfortunately, that stuff ain't always easy to find at an affordable price, you know? Like, I debated bringing her back to do a waxing audio, where like you just get a full body wax. But then I'm like, how would I make that sound without waxing myself? Because I am already waxed. I am baby smooth. So it might hurt still for me to just wax myself for the sake of an audio. And I'd get nothing out of it. The one thing, if I was like a hairy motherfucker and needed a wax, I'd kill two birds with one stone, you know? But I'm not. It reminds me, over the summer, my partner and I both went to get Brazilian waxes, because I actually found a place that does them on men, not just women. And it was hilarious, because I'm all nice and chilled out, just like sitting there, letting the wax lady do her thing down there, just stripping the hair away, and yeah, it kind of stung, but like, whatever. Meanwhile, down the hall, I could hear my partner going, like, ah! 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 Fuck! And I'm like, wimp. Yes, yes. A type of Brazilian wax does exist for men. They don't remove hair, like, everywhere. Unless, like, it's like they have, like, a really specific license to do so. But they definitely get, like, what makes it a Brazilian is, like, they get, like, around the booty hole, and for ladies, really in there, in the vajayjay. Because a basic bikini wax is just like the area above the privates, and maybe a little bit around it, and that's about it. But a Brazilian gets real deep in there. Waxing, like a full, especially full body waxing for men, is really popular in the adult film industry and in the bodybuilding industry. My partner did it for me as an anniversary present for our 4th wedding anniversary, because we had a little staycation where we got a night away from the kids to have some adult fun time. Okay, have y'all seen the movie Don't Mess with the Zohan with Adam Sandler? And there's like the whole talk about his big bush. My partner is kind of like that. Very, very hairy. So there's just some things that are very tricky to do when someone has that much hair without like getting in the way. And he wanted me to do those things, so I'm like, well, you gotta get rid of it. And he tried shaving it, and it didn't work very well. It did not go well. So he just like, fuck it, wax. You know, the Keiko audios were surprisingly, like, popular. People found them very relaxing. But to do spa-style ASMR when you don't have access to a spa and spa equipment, it's a little tricky. Okay, cool. It is very, very hard, by the way, when you do, like, YouTube, Twitch, and a dozen other platforms. When you're in America, to do your taxes. I'm still working on my 2022 taxes, and it's September of 2023. I'm just screwed. Don't grow up, kids. Being an adult's hard. Aloha! Oh my god, I just, for some reason, my brain remembered the Nickelodeon show Rocket Power with the Hawaiian dude who would always talk about being Hawaiian. I forget his name. It'll come to me probably when I'm in the shower. I'll be like, oh yeah, that guy. But right now I can't remember his name. I haven't seen that show in like 20 years. Holy crap. I have not heard of the USS Barb. I'm not too familiar with ships. I know a couple of of an aircraft carrier. Like, I know Reagan, the Kennedy, the Intrepid, which of course the Intrepid is now a hollow shell of what it once was, because damn, but it still counts. But I love it when a modern aircraft carrier goes into port next to the Intrepid, because when you see the Intrepid by itself in New York, it looks big, it looks sizable. It's nothing to sneeze at. But then a modern aircraft carrier docks near it, and it looks like a dinky little sailboat. It sunk a freight train? That's pretty remarkable, actually. That's it. How did I start working at the YouTube channel? I started actively uploading this channel in late 2017, despite having it since like 2015. And things did not really pick up with activity until 2018 when I started uploading more frequently, because it took a hot minute for my first couple audios to gain any traction, but then once it did, and people were like, will you please make more? I'm like, okay, I guess I'll make more. And I just kept making more, and more, and more, and more, and more. So now I have over 700 audios on this channel, and then an additional couple hundred that can't be on YouTube because they're way too, like, not appropriate for, like, YouTube would murder me if I put them on here. Like, my channel would disappear overnight. Yay! Another subscriber! Thank you for subscribing. Catch you later, Brock. Hola! I do not know Spanish. Sure, you can hit me up on Discord. Just know I don't check DMs super duper often, because like I got like busy life. So if I don't get back to you right away, it's not like I don't like you or anything. It's that I haven't seen it yet. Or if I did, I like glanced at it and then had to go do something. I would love to do a podcast again. I would love to. But I feel like maybe 10 people would enjoy it. I wanted to start an ASMR style podcast with another ASMR creator, where we both use like really good ASMR mics like 3Dios and do like what I would call like a comfy cast, where we speak very softly and smoothly and gently and just talk about whatever. So if people want to just put it on to fall asleep to, they can. And we just bullshit in a soothing manner. But no one wants to do it with me. Maybe if I would like beg and offer my soul, I might be able to get Moonsilk Audio to do it with me. Or Psycha, Blasian Wannabe. They're both pretty cool, and I talk to them every so often. Might be able to get them to do it, maybe. There's a podcast I did with my friend Koichi. Didn't go over super well. Some people liked it and liked what we had to talk about, but other people thought it made no sense to have on the channel. Like, why is this here? Why would you do this? You're a horrible person for doing this. So we did not make another one. Plus the fact that we live in completely different parts of the country would make it hard to sync up and into it. So she does not have the kind of technology setup I do. Her technology is very limited. And then I did some podcast stuff with my spouse, but like, who's on this channel to listen to a dude. Let's be real here. What are my thoughts about aliens? I am so scared of aliens. Even though, like, objectively, I know that an alien probably would not survive here unless they had, like, a fancy contraption where, like, we go into space. But at the same time, I saw the movie Nope, and it gave me nightmares. That was a grave error in my judgment to see the movie Nope. Because I was like, I just could not sleep well for weeks. Oh, I know we found, like, microorganisms in space and from space, like, rocks that have come from space have landed on Earth, and NASA has found, like, microorganisms on them that are, like, technically living. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like, greater organisms have been found, probably dead. I doubt they're alive. It's just improbable. But I would imagine they found, like, maybe some larger organisms and did some, like, dissection work to figure them out. But I don't think we're quite in the era of first contact yet. Like, I don't think we're quite ready to meet Vulcans. I mean, think about it. Our planet can barely get along with itself. Imagine if, like, a sentient sapient species from another galaxy came here to say hi. We would probably try to nuke them, to be honest. We would not have a peaceful first contact. Oh god, the scene with the chimp and Nope scared the crap out of me. I'm already scared of apes. Like, I respect apes. I respect they exist. I don't want them extinct or anything. Like, they have their place in the world. And they belong in their place in the world. But I don't want one near me. Just like how I greatly respect elephants. And think elephants are nice. But they belong where they belong. Not near me. Because elephants can very easily kill you. If they wanted to. Because I read that news story about that lady that pissed off an elephant and died. And then the elephant, like, showed up at her burial and fucked with her body. I'm like, nope. I ain't risking pissing off no elephant. We first gotta know what's in our oceans. Because, like, think about orcas right now. Orcas in the Strait of Gibraltar are attacking yachts. Which Thank you, orcas. Please wait until, like, Jeff Bezos goes through there and attack his yacht. I'd be very grateful. I have a lot of friends who worked for Amazon and did not have very good experiences. So I have some beef with Jeff Bezos. Like, I am all here for the orca uprising. Sorry, Jade. No habla español. Hablas inglés. We should just put an embassy on the moon. Like, Moonbase Alpha should just be a thing. Like, make a pit stop on our moon. And then come talk to us on Earth. I don't know what generation y'all are, but I remember an old Flash video of the end of the world. And basically, it concluded that we're just gonna nuke ourselves. And that Flash video is from like 20 years ago. And it's still accurate. Hey, Shella. I'm alright. How are you? So if you put it in a big city, probably not in America. Just to be realistic, it'd have to be in like the Middle East or India or China, a country with a sizable population. I do have pets. In my house right now, I have 2 kitty cats. There's my kitty cat who's all gray. His name is Knight. My sweet boy, but he's also my old man. He's 14. I've had him since college. And then there's my 9-year-old cat who's like 5 years old. He's a black and white tuxedo kitty. His name is Bunga. I used to have a dog named Misha, a little Mimi dog, but unfortunately she passed away in April from cancer. She was old anyway. She was like 12 or 13 years old, so it was her time. But still, I don't have a dog anymore. Oh, I almost forgot. We have a snake. I keep forgetting we have a snake because snake lives in my daughter's room, so I only see it like once or twice a day just to make sure it's still alive and has water. But it's a ball python and his name is Ushari. But he is my daughter's snake and is mainly her responsibility to take care of. The little one's doing good. Little baby Evie. Last I checked, she's asleep in her little bassinet with her teddy bear. Very cute. And the 3-year-old is at grandma's house for a few days for some grandma time. And my oldest kid has a friend over and they're having a sleepover party in the living room. It's after 1, so I imagine they probably passed out by now. But yeah, the kids are good. Hello, is everybody joining? I'm sorry, after seeing Nope, I have less faith that alien contact would be like Star Trek, where they would be like friendly and plankable, and not just try to eat us. That movie, like, legit terrified me. It legit terrified me. I'm like, no. I literally said nope to Nope. Like, nope. Fuck this movie. I don't know why Earth and Moon don't really have fancy names. I imagine it's because we just never bothered to think of anything that could be universally used. Like, have y'all heard the story of why the Nintendo Wii was called Wii? From what I've heard, originally Nintendo wanted to call it the Nintendo Revolution, but then they realized that for other languages to say it, it would have to be translated. It wasn't a universal word. And some languages would just be really difficult to do. But like, nearly every language can go, Wii! So, they named it Wii! Like, you could probably go into, like, the deepest parts of Africa, where they have, like, their own, like, tribal languages that you can't even make out. And you could hold up the Wii and go, Wii! And they could also say, Wii! I don't know if it's been happening on, like, y'all's YouTube homepages, but for some reason I am bombarded by videos about North Sentinel Island. Like, it is like a trend right now to talk about it. And I'm like, why? No one can go there. At least, no one smart should go there. They do not like people going there. You will die. A very gruesome death. My neck is so stiff. You know, I find it funny that there's so many people who think there's like a secret group trying to control the world and form a new order and all that stuff. And I'm like, sorry, not enough people can get along for that to happen. It is just like statistically impossible. There's people trying to do that, don't get me wrong. But there's not some secret hidden organization doing it. It's like, no, not enough people can get along to be that organized. I mean, you have people fighting still over Goku versus Superman. People are dumb. Sorry, looks like I'm having a seizure. I have a very itchy nose and the camera does not like that. Oh, I was so happy when I went to the pharmacy today and I finally got in stock a medication that I've been without for far too long because of supply chain issues. I was like, yes! I have very, very tiny shred of hope that things are turning around for me this year finally. And this has not been a very good year for Kitti. I thought it was kind of funny how Russia tried to land on the south pole of the moon and went smash. And then India was like, well, did it. What if, like, the first alien we meet is, like, a ball of slime that somehow can speak? And it just, like, oozes around? I have a friend in the adult film industry who someone wanted to pay her to take slime and put it up her JJ, and she attempted it, and it did not work well. Oh man, we're in for it, the Daleks. Oh, Daleks. Oh man. I don't know if people have noticed, but it seems like every politician seems to be on Ozempic. It's kind of funny. Because when you take Ozempic long enough, you get a certain look about you. And a lot of people who are trying to gain power are showing signs that they've been taking Ozempic. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I trust these people if they're taking this shit. I just had a thought, and then the thought train went whee and smashed into the side of a mountain. Need to figure out what next to edit for my ASMRs. Got quite a few sitting on my SD card to be processed. The Olympics already kind of does allow performance-enhancing drugs. It's just on the DL. I don't know why that's in my head. No, I don't want it all over head heavy. I'll have a low blood pressure machine. You can tell me if I'm dying. Yeah, I'm so old. I have to take my blood pressure like several times a day to make sure I'm not gonna die. Well, that's because I'm old, because I had 3 kids, and my 3rd kid born premature because I had an issue with my blood pressure. And it never fixed itself since, so I always gotta check it. Let's see what it says. How's this push it? Takes forever. Give me a reading. And I did a cheap one. It worked. Not where I want to stay, but it's not terrible. I'll be okay. Gotta cut down on that sodium. I ate a thing of instant ramen the other day, and I didn't realize how much sodium was in it. And so I took my blood pressure, and it was super duper 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 high. And then I got the package out of the trash, and it had like 2,000 milligrams of sodium, and I'm like, shit. The storm sounds like it's finally moving on. Like, I can still hear thunder and flashes of lightning through my window, but the rain is like so light I can barely hear it. It's probably like that misty rain. I am in the south. This is our first like real rainstorm in like over 2 months. And it lasted maybe a couple hours. My parents just moved to Florida earlier in the summer. And I'm like, why would you do that? Hurricanes. You're like, you're just asking to lose your house. You're just asking for it. And they're like, no, we're going to be close to Tampa. There's no hurricanes near Tampa. And then like, I think it was like last year, a hurricane hit Tampa. I wish, like, the weather would figure itself out, because I want to start a garden. I want to grow a vegetable. I want to grow some tomatoes. Because tomatoes are delicious. I remember a few years ago, my mom tried to grow some strawberries, and they were the dinkiest looking strawberries I'd ever seen in my entire life. They were so tiny and barely edible, but she was so proud of her little baby strawberries. Oh, 5 minutes until I can take my next, but it'll be 24 hours. Oh goodness. I have such awful songs stuck in my head. Get it, make it stop. I play video games very badly. Like, I play them for fun, not for serious business. Because I'm very bad at them. Come on, camera. I can't get comfy without you fucking with my model. Can you just, like, let me get comfy? This chair. Let's. Do I have any outfit? Where's my outfit? Oh, hey, there's some left. Look at that. By the way, being an adult with ADHD is so much fun because you forget what's in your fridge and then you will remember suddenly and then want that thing. And if it's a fresh item, it's probably bad. Like the other day, I wanted an orange. And I remembered, oh yeah, I bought oranges, but I forgot when I bought the oranges. And I went to get an orange. And it was not orange anymore. It was like so green, it was practically black. I do not think it was edible anymore, so I did not try to eat it. You could be studying, but like, will studying get you anywhere? I remember when I was in college, I could not study without the TV being on. I needed some kind of background noise, and after a few months, music alone just wasn't cutting it. I needed like something more stimulating for my poor ADHD brain. So I would turn the TV on, and usually, because this was like 2008, it would be like a marathon of House MD. The bully audio. I barely remember that one. Y'all remember audios I make like forever ago that I don't even remember making. Oh lord, keep in mind, y'all, I've made over 700 audios for this channel alone. That doesn't include what I've made for other platforms. I've probably made close to 1,000 audios at this point. There is no way my little pea-sized dinosaur brain can remember every single last one of them. Aha, it's 1:30. I can take my meds. Yay. Where did you go? Where did you go? Oh, where did I do it? There. There you are. There you are, baby. Joining. See, I have this problem of trying to be an overachiever. Because you know this saying, quality over quantity. So people assume if you have like a lot of content, you probably rush it out and it's shit, right? Right? Well, I strive for quality and quantity because I believe in people having choices and options. And I would like for people to find those choices and options in my content. Like, you want a succubus? I got a bunch of those. Depends what your favorite succubus is. You want a cat girl? Got those. You want a sweet little girlfriend to cuddle with you? Well, you want them big and fluffy and chubby? You want them petite and tiny? You want a MILF? You want a cougar? You want a college girl? Got all that. Oh, you want someone completely obsessed with you? Well, in what way? I got like crazy ex-girlfriend. I got yandere. I got a whole bunch of that stuff. Like, what's flavor? I'm like Baskin Robbins of ASMR audios. I got a whole bunch of flavors. Come to the right place. And the best part about my channel is I'm not in the partner program. I'm not monetized. So if you see an ad, by chance, it's YouTube doing it, not me. It's their ad. They make all the money. It's YouTube money. I see nothing from it. By the way, if y'all aren't creators yourselves with access to the creator dashboard, you may not know this, but YouTube is rolling out a program that's essentially saying fuck you to creators, and that YouTube is basically saying, hey, if you're in the partner program and we don't think there's enough ads on your videos, depending on their length, we're just going to insert our own ads. You'll still get the revenue, but we're going to insert the ads and you'll have no say in it. Which will be shit for ASMR and sleep aid channels, because it very likely means YouTube will start inserting random mid-rolls. And as we all know, not every ad is in tune with the content it's placed in. So you may not get a nice, quiet ad that's just like, oh hey, buy this toilet paper. No. You might get a loud ad saying, oh my god, buy this video game, Raid Shadow Legends! Right in the middle of your nice, soothing, ASMR sleep aid audio. But that won't happen here because I'm not in the partner program. I don't get ads. My theory behind this is it's not just ASMR and sleep aid channels, but a lot of creators in a lot of different genres have opted, unless they're greedy bastards, to limit the amount of ads they put in their videos in favor of taking separate sponsorships instead and then just doing the sponsorship spiel in their videos. And YouTube doesn't like that because YouTube doesn't see any money from those sponsorship deals. So they're probably seeing fewer and fewer creators shoving in a million mid-rolls like their idea of the good old days. And they're like, fuck that. Y'all need some more mid-rolls. Hi, PJ. Yeah, I'm very blessed in that I also don't see ads because I am very, very just. It's because mostly because I have kids. I got YouTube Premium. Because for some reason, kids' channels, particularly kids' music channels, just shove in as many ads as humanly possible. So you have like an hour-long video of kids' music, and literally after every like minute to 2 minute long song is an ad. And I got so tired of my kids whining about that. That the ads kept interrupting their music experience. So like, fuck it, Premium. And that way I don't see ads either, and I can enjoy my damn podcast without having to deal with ads other than the podcast's sponsorships. I once saw, this is probably like 2016, I once saw a like 8 hours sleep music video, and this was before I had Premium, and I saw the markers for all the ads, and I'm like, you were for sleep. Why do you have like 30 ads? How the fuck is anyone supposed to sleep? Do your thing if they're gonna like doze off and then like 5 minutes later, buy this Ford Fiesta. As the children, it's terrible. Like, I am highly against advertising to children. Because children generally can't tell the difference between, like, an ad and real content. Like, I find it hella annoying that my 9-year-old who likes Bluey would rather watch YouTube videos of people playing with Bluey toys than the actual Bluey show. Because then she turns around and goes to me and goes, they have that Bluey playset, I want that Bluey playset. I'm like, god damn it. Camera, calm down. I'm literally just adjusting my chair. Because I have kind of an old office chair that likes to slowly sink the longer I sit in it. And I have to pump it back up. I'm trying to pump up my chair so it stays upright so I can like sleep better, and my chair keeps sinking. Camera also really doesn't like it when I have an itch anywhere on my face. Scratch it. You get so confused. The dumb thing is, I have a brand new office chair. Still in the box. It needs to be assembled. But I can't assemble it myself because I don't have access to the tools. My spouse does. But my spouse never finds the damn time to put together my chair. He has time to play Call of Duty. He has time to play Ghost Recon. Doesn't have time to put together my chair. And unfortunately, with my spouse's shift, I can't exactly do the whole no dinner thing. Because dinner is technically his breakfast. And he needs energy so he can work all night. Because he works with heavy machinery. And if he falls asleep or has a weak moment, he could slice his hand off. By the way, when you buy meat at the grocery store, make sure you wash your meat before you cook it. I saw several news clips where people who work at meat processing plants are so overworked they don't get potty breaks and will pee at the assembly line. Or whatever it's called, meat packing line, whatever it's called. So there might be human pee-pee on your meat. Want to eat pee-pee? I don't want to eat pee-pee. Wash your meat. I think the better question, Shayla, is do people read anymore? I stream on Twitch. I primarily stream on Twitch, actually. My Twitch link is in the description for this stream. If you click on the description box, my Twitch link is in there. I stream as a different VTuber on Twitch, though. It's just I'm known as Kitti on this channel, so I stream as a Neko. That just makes sense. But my main VTuber is actually Orky. And I stream on Twitch 2 to 4 evenings a week, sometimes more, depending on my schedule. Usually for like 2 to 4 hours. I'm not one of those marathon streamers that stays on half a day, because I can't do that because I have a family and other responsibilities in a life. Actual breakfast time is his dinner time. Wait, really? Because I do have a Kitti Minx Twitch channel, because long ago I streamed on Twitch, but not as a VTuber, just like as me. And I would just casually chit chat with like my 5 viewers and play nonsense games. But I haven't logged on to that Twitch account in like forever. VTL lost her original YouTube channel when she hit 100k subs. Like, she literally hit 100k, went to get checkmarked, and then woke up the next morning to find the channel gone. Random videos tend to just happen in my playlist, because, I fall asleep sometimes with YouTube on my phone, and I'll roll on it, and for some reason it just adds shit to my playlist. So, periodically I go through my playlist and hunt for random nonsense videos, and delete them. Like, I'm very impressed with VTL's success with her new channel and Rather Never. Like, I'm like very, you know, pleased for her. Like, yay, she's making it in life and all that. But I have a different personality from her, and I find her means of being a creator, a public figure, to be very impersonal. That she's really all about just putting content out and the business, and less about really connecting with her audience. At least, not anymore. Maybe once upon a time she was a bit more, like, connecty, but now she's very, like, distant. And that just doesn't vibe with me, because, like, y'all take the time to partake in my content, and at times interact with it with, like, likes and comments and whatnot. So I feel like the least I can do is be somewhat active on my socials and whatnot, and be like, hey, what's going on, you guys? How's it going? How's your day? Oh god, Lashgate. Lashgate's funny. Lashgate was like one of the funniest dramas I had ever seen. Hey friends, join in. I'm doing alright. How are you doing? You see, I had one fan figure out where I lived. No idea how. But it wasn't malicious. They literally just sent, like, a very kind and sweet fan letter to my old house. But it still freaked me the fuck out. I slept like all day yesterday, so I'm like mostly awake, just a little brain dead. And the thing is, when you are a single person, it's easy to just like, well, not easy, but it's easier to like move or like get a different VPN and just like fake out your location and whatnot. It's, when you're a single person, it's easier to do that. When you have a partner, or in my case, when you have a partner and children, you have a lot more at stake. So I take as many lengths as I possibly can to obscure where I live. Like, yeah, a lot of people know I live in Texas, but Texas is a big ass state. I could be anywhere. And I think what has helped me is I have met fans in person. Like, willingly. Like, not just some creepy situation where someone recognizes me and like, oh, hey, Kitti! It's like, no, not like that. Like, I have set up little meetings with fans to interact with them and be like, hey, thank you for taking my content. I appreciate you. Oh, you want a signed picture of my character? Oh, here you go. Merry Christmas. Happy birthday. I also have my main history is actually in the adult industry. Like, I was a cam girl back when camming was relatively new technology. And I've been in a fair amount of adult films and whatnot. Like, I've been all over the industry. I've also worked out in Nevada at various legal brothels, including the famous one that was on Cat House. So I've been around the block. And I took advice from several big-time adult film stars in that the best way to avoid your fans turning on you and mistreating you and harassing you is to interact with them in a positive manner. That's why many an adult film star will go out to Nevada and do tours there at the brothels and let their fans pay to have intimate relations with them. Or if they can't do that, they offer, for whatever price they want to, like custom content and the ability to have like private conversations with them and whatnot. Granted, not always for free, but still they offer that ability. Because generally they're of the opinion, if you're nice to your following, usually your following will be nice to you back. Like, I am fairly decent friends with Sunny Lane and Sarah Vandella. You could easily look them up on the hub and see plenty of their content. And they both do tours at the Nevada brothels where for whatever price they, quote at, they will invite their fans out for intimate relations. And in turn, the worst they've ever had to deal with have been like social media accounts impersonating them. Like fake Instagram and fake Twitter accounts and whatnot. That's been about the worst they've experienced. Like, obviously, if you really like someone known for adult content and you happen to see them at like a Denny's, don't run up to them and be like, I loved you in BBC Gangbang number 35. Like, don't do that. That's not cool. But if they're at like the AVNs or FetCon, or they're doing a tour of the brothels, or they're doing like meet and greets or whatever, like, yeah, go right ahead. And like, they're inviting. They're open to it. Like back when because I used to do this and work
at the Mustang Ranch in Nevada, like simultaneously. Like I would do this throughout the year, and then every other month do a week or two at the ranch, and just have content queued up to go live while I'm working. But I would announce my tours on my channel and say, if you're over 18, you can come meet me here. We can either just hang out at the bar and, you know, chit chat, whatever. Or if you have the money, you can go in the back and have some intimate relations. And quite a few people at that time took me up on that offer, and it was very nice of them. And they were very nice people. My YouTube streams happen at random, but I stream on Twitch as Orky Wednesdays and Thursdays, pretty much guaranteed, at around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard US time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard US time. And then I've also managed to work in some weeks, Tuesdays and Sundays at the same time as well. Now, every life has meaning and purpose. It's just a lot of people are fed this illusion that they're meant for something like super duper amazing, when that's just not realistic. Sometimes your purpose is to just be that person who is the fruit stand guy, or the person who someone else bumps into, and you go, "Need something, buddy?" Like, maybe your job in life is to just be an NPC. And you should take pride in being an NPC. Because that's an important job. Because eventually some people are going to need to interact with you to complete their quest in life. And they'll be very grateful that they interact with you. Like, I had a very rough start to this summer. Something happened in my personal life that, in case y'all don't know, because I am public about this, I have bipolar 2 and a pretty severe case of it that has been getting worse with age. And this personal matter triggered a manic episode, like a severe manic episode, that I haven't experienced in literal years. Like, it was such an ordeal. It made my brain and body bypass all the medication blocks to go full manic. And it was not good. Because people get this misconception about bipolar and that the depressive episodes are the dangerous one. No. No. Depressive, we're just tired. And blah. It just exists. We're not really at risk of any harm. Full manic, that's when we risk harming ourselves. that's when we risk doing the really dangerous shit. And I was manic for close to a month. And that's why during part of the summer, there was a time when there were like no Twitch streams and very few uploads because my manic episode was so bad, I could not even think about streaming or making content. All I could think about was that bad thing in my personal life that made me go manic and kind of scorched earth. Ah, Australia! Good day, mate! Like, I was hospitalized around the 4th of July overnight because I attempted to OD on medicine because the incident that made me go manic really just set me off the deep end. But obviously I'm still here, so it did not work. But it was just say the incident was very bad. It was very, very bad. And I am still in active therapy for it. Alright, thank you. Thank you, Bat. Because, yeah, it was like, but my therapist told me I went through a very traumatic incident. Like, it was like legit trauma. And it's something that's probably still going to periodically affect me for a long while. Granted, not as bad as when it first happened, but like things are going to happen in my life that are going to remind me of the incident, and I'm going to get, I know people hate this word, but I'm going to get the triggers, and it's just going to suck. But my therapist and I've been working on ways to deal with it, so I don't, risk, harming myself or anything else. It's all good. I just want to say that, like, everyone's life matters. You matter to somebody. Even if you haven't met that person yet. And I don't just mean, like, in a romantic sense. I mean, like, you very well could be a week away from meeting a lifelong friend. You never know. So, like, you matter. Things may seem kind of now, but in time, tides change, things shift, and new possibilities are endless. Oh, hey, Bat. What branch were you in? Or you don't have to disclose that if it's like, you know, like OPSEC or whatever. But I come from a Navy family, and my spouse is a reservist in the Marine Corps, so we all about that military life. Yeah, a very good friend of mine who actually is a creator right here on this platform, Bear Waifu Audios, also known as Azzy. I actually have like one or two collabs with her on my channel if you go ways back. She served in the Air Force and was in active combat and has PTSD and other issues. And we sometimes talk about it. She's found that sometimes opening up about her triggers and trauma helps ease the pain a little bit. Ooh, French. I don't really know. I don't really know any French. French, unfortunately, isn't a language that was taught where I grew up. It was mainly Spanish, German, Italian, Latin. And my family made me take Latin because they thought it would make me do better on the SAT. It did not. But if I ever time travel back to ancient Rome, I'll be able to talk to people. My core languages are obviously English, because America, and Hebrew, because I'm half Israeli. Latin is an interesting language. It's a very interesting language. In that things look like they're pronounced one way, but they're not pronounced the way that you think they are. And some words in Latin just sound hilarious to an English speaker. My Latin teacher would constantly say, okay, I'm about to write something on the board that when you learn how it's pronounced is going to sound funny. But just know, there is no laughing in Latin class. And then he would say the word, and we would die laughing. Okay, Bat, you might get this one. ¿Amo fucking? My name is Tempestas. Tempestas is bona. Your GT, I feel you. I used to be pretty fluent in Hebrew when I spent more time in Israel, but now my pronunciation is absolute garbage. I can still read it, and I can chicken scratch write it, but my pronunciation of words has just gone to hell because I haven't been to Israel for longer than a few days in over a decade. And I was only there for a few days in 2016 to bury my grandmother. Yeah, that wasn't like time for me to really get around the country and talk to people. It was just my dad picking me up and flying me out there to bury his mom. It's all good. It's all good. She was in her late 90s, and she just succumbed to old age. She wasn't overly sick or anything. She just got old. Now, what hit me was late February this year. My mom's mom passed, and I actually lived with her for a brief period of time when my mom was going through some difficulties because my parents divorced when I was a baby. So I was very, very close to my maternal grandmother. And she succumbed to both Alzheimer's and dementia. So technically she was gone over a year before her body gave out, but even still, when I got the call that she had passed on, it really hit me hard. And going to where she lived to bury her next to my granddad was very hard on me. That was a period of time also I didn't really put out much content. Catch you later, blood. Alright, thank you. Another French person. I'm gonna try getting so many French people. Welcome to the stream. We're just hanging out and vibing, reminiscing, living life. I know. Oh god, bet. I just tried to pronounce that in my brain and my brain did a... Yeah, Kitti.exe has crashed. Everybody departing. As you will, have a good night / day, depending on your time zone, because Earth, it rotates. I kind of want that on a shirt now, just Earth, it rotates. Good night. Good night, Aiden. I'm perfectly okay with people just stopping by going like, hey, check it in, just say hi, goodbye. Because I do that too in people's streams. I am going to TwitchCon in Las Vegas, Nevada in October. I am so excited because I'm going by myself. I get a break from my life for a few days and just be around streamers and nerds and other stuff. And also I'll be in Las Vegas, so I can find all the alcohol and also all the weed, because weed is illegal in Nevada. So I can just party hardy. Okay, if you're not in America, the marijuana is only legal in some states. Even then, it's only legal to everybody in a select few. Like, in a bunch of states, it's legal if it's prescribed by a doctor, and you get a special card for it, and you go to a special place to get it. And then in a few states, you can just walk right in like it's a grocery store and just get you some marijuana. But it's not legal where I live, and that's a bummer. Texas. The weed ski is legal recreationally in California, Nevada, Washington, pretty sure Oregon, I think in Maryland now. I think Maryland passed it, if I recall correctly. Colorado, of course, Colorado. I think they were the first. I would say Arizona and New Mexico, though I'm not positive. And a few random miscellaneous states are skewed about. Oh, and New York. I think New York passed it finally. They were a bit late to the game. America has weird laws because it can't decide if it wants to be ruled by the Bible or not the Bible. And people constantly fight over that. What's funny about being from Israel is Americans who go to Israel for the first time, usually on a tour, and they look forward to Saturdays because they're used to America, where Saturday is like the weekend and party day and all the fun stuff happening on Saturday. Not in Israel. Saturday, there's nothing happening. Things are closed. Can't do much. Just exist. Pray. But Sunday, things are open. We have free open carry firearms in Texas now that passed a few years ago. So now anybody over a certain age can just walk into a firearms store, buy a firearm, and then just carry another person out in the open. And no one can say anything unless they start, like, actively being violent with it. It's kind of scary. I wish my chair would stop sinking. Oh man, but I don't know if you know, like, Oprah Winfrey memes, but America is pretty much at the point in a lot of states where it's like, you get a firearm, you get a firearm, look under your seat, it's a firearm, everybody gets a firearm! Like, I don't want one, thank you. You're... I'm doing alright, just mildly brain fogged, but that's usually the case while I wait for my medications to kick in and get my brain working again, because I have a broken brain. Very sad. Tragic story. Not really. I think Oprah used to be the richest woman in the world. I think, or at least in America. I think. Ah, another new subscriber! Thank you for subscribing. Like, okay, so my spouse owns like 6 guns that I know of. I think he has a few that he keeps stored at his parents' house as well. I really can't say anything because one of them I bought for him for his birthday one year. And I'm actually kind of butthurt about that, because I spent a lot of money on that thing. It's still sitting in the box it came in from the store. He opened it briefly to like look at it, make sure it's all in one piece and like wasn't like broken or cracked or had anything weird going on with it, and then put it back in the box. He has yet to take it to a range and do anything with it. It's just in a box. But he really wanted it, so I'm like, okay, fine. Well, you're... I'm actually considering checking out a gun called the Ruger LCP2. It's a very small handgun that they recommend for women with weak hands, because the average handgun, a lot of women with weak hands can't pull the slide on to load, so it's kind of useless. But apparently this particular one, the slide is easier to pull, so you can like take care of business more quickly. And the only reason why I'm considering it is there was a break-in in my neighborhood on my street, like a few houses down, that resulted in gunfire. That's a little scary. And because my spouse works overnight, 4 nights a week, and I'm home alone with the kids for a good 12 hours, you never know. And like, I have swords, because when I was younger, I trained in Northern Shaolin Kung Fu, and I know how to wield a dao. I know how to wield twin tiger hooks. I know how to wield a fair amount of steel. But this is Texas, and a person who breaks it is more likely to have a gun than a sword. So if I come running at someone breaking in with a gun with a sword, I might as well just be carrying a knife. Like, it's so dumb. Like, there's a emergency handgun kept in a locked safe on my spouse's nightstand, and one of the spare keys he put in a spot I could get to in my office space if need be. But I know it's going to be useless for me because it's his handgun. It's a dude's handgun. I highly doubt my weak little bitch-ass lady hands can pull the slide on it or anything else. So, like, what am I gonna do with it? Throw it at the robber? Throw it at the murderer? What am I gonna do with it? I just heard a very strange noise. really helped. It's just my air can is cold and creaky. Very strange. All he needs a Benelli M4? Well, thank the Lord, because the Benelli M4 is the gun I bought my spouse for his birthday. That's in a box. I have a feeling the sound I heard is probably like either the cats fucking around, playing train in the hallway, being cats, or either my 9-year-old or her friend woke up and went to the bathroom, but I just heard like a creaky sound and I'm like, what was that? Hey, dog! It's going alright. We're just vibing. Unfortunately, in America, children often get their hands on firearms because they have very irresponsible parents that leave firearms out where kids can get them. I.e., they don't secure them in a safe or anything. They just either hang them on a wall where a kid could like climb up and grab it, or just leave them out. There's a fruit fly buzzing around my desk. I don't like it. I don't like these fruit flies. They always seem to arrive in my house when I buy bananas. I'm tired of these fruit flies coming with my bananas. I just want bananas. You know what's absolutely crazy about America, non-Americans? It's easier to get a gun than life-saving medicine and healthcare. Very ass backwards here. And we're not even in the southern hemisphere, where you expect things to be backwards because the toilets flush backwards. Southern hemisphere. But then again, if you're from the southern hemisphere, you probably think our toilets flush backwards, so Earth. It has hemispheres. Livable wages would be so nice. When I was in college, I shared an apartment with 2 roommates, and I worked 2 jobs. I was a waitress, and I was an exotic dancer. All that to pay rent, and chip in towards utilities, and buy food, and afford my textbooks, and all that stuff. And this was back in 2008, 2009. Which actually makes sense because, in case you don't know American history, in 2008, our economy crashed pretty hard and things went to shit for a while. An exotic dancer is a PG term for a stripper. I have a funny story about the club I worked at. I was in college. There was a young lady who thought it would be wise to wear crotchless panties when she got up on stage to do her pole show, because she thought wearing crotchless panties would get her better grip on the pole. And the rest of us were like, ew. Someone get the Mr. Clean wipes. That poor pole. It's gonna see some shit. Also, a common hack a lot of strip clubs use that have poles is if you see a lady spin really fast on a pole, that's not her spinning. That is the pole spinning. It's a spinny pole. The fake lies. Lies and deceit. So she's literally just hanging on for dear life while the pole spins her around like a top. One time I made the mistake of grabbing the wrong pole. I just wanted to like lean against something. And I like leaned against the spinny pole and like grabbed it in my hand and like leaned. And it started spinning and I slipped and landed face first into a concrete floor. Fun times. Not my proudest moment in life. But that club was pretty cool. It was like super fancy. It had this tank thingy with really, really expensive bottles of like wine and champagne and whatnot on the bottom. And some ladies would get paid hefty sums of money if they were willing to dive down all the way, which was quite a ways down, to grab those bottles for the customers who bought them. I was one such lady. It was way back when I was like 19 years old. I had like no concept of fear. I'm like, sure, I'll dive like 8-10 feet to grab a bottle of champagne. Why not? Nothing bad's gonna happen. And nothing bad did happen. But then there were other girls who thought they had the confidence I had, and they did not. And they would get, like, maybe halfway down, and not be able to go any further, and, like, panically swim back up. And you don't get paid for that. You don't get paid to go halfway and panically swim back up. You have to grab the bottle and retrieve it. And the fun fact about that is my learning how to do that kind of diving to retrieve bottles for fancy VIP customers got me into free diving. So when I was in my early 20s, I worked with some science crews doing documentary work, and they had to drop hydrophones to record, ocean life sounds. Well, I learned how to free dive, and I could drop those hydrophones. So I did many a dive to drop a hydrophone. Interesting times. I would love to write a book because I already know the title. And the title would be, and so that happened. That would be the title. And so that happened. Welcome back, Nathan. Okay, cool. Tell them you have a hot date with Taylor Swift.
What time is it? Oh, it's already almost 3. Whee! I will have to hop off pretty soon if I want any chance of getting stuff accomplished while my house is asleep. It's unfortunate because I've been enjoying talking to you a lot. Y'all are very nice. Hell yeah, grocery shopping, get that food. I'm leaving just yet. I'm gonna give it... Let's see. Clock. Open up clock. I'll give it another, like, 10 minutes. And then I'll bounce off. Make it a nice, even 3-hour stream. In my early days of VTuber streaming, before I started doing it on Twitch and just did it here on YouTube, casually, I once had a day where there was like nothing going on in my life and I streamed for 12 hours, like, without even realizing it. I didn't even realize it until someone came in and was like, "You're still on?" I'm like, "Yep." Alright, I last checked in, it was 12 hours ago. I'm like, oh, well, shit. But 12-hour streams are highly uncommon for me. A, I don't have that time in the day anymore. And B, I don't know if I have that stamina anymore. Farewell, bat. Au revoir. I don't miss college. I don't miss it. Oh, sometimes I miss it. Because even though I had to work a lot, I do a lot of studying. I had some dope ass friends in college. This one kid we called Denny. In the middle of class on my birthday, came in with a whole cake and plopped it in front of me. And I was like, "The fuck, Denny? What am I supposed to do with this cake? I'm not gonna eat it by myself." And the professor was like, "Hang on, I'll go to the cafeteria, get some paper plates and some knives and forks. Looks like we're all having cake instead of class today." I was like, "Oh, Oh, good scheme, Denny. We don't have a lecture now. I see what you did there. And on my birthday too, thank you. That's even a better gift than the cake. Because I did not want today's lecture. Sorry, it's not my birthday today. My birthday is in May. My birthday passed. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my birthday is end of May. This year was kind of sad because like no one cared, except my kids. Well, my my baby didn't do anything because it's baby, but my 3-year-old did a little finger painting, and my 9-year-old made a little craft in art class at school. So I got something, but like. My husband forgot that day was my birthday because he was so hyper focused on something for work. He lost track of dates. Dun, 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 dun. Nathan, do you live in America? Because if so, do you have a Costco near you? Because Costco pays pretty well, all things considered. Forget Costco. If you ever feel the need to give me anything, I have a wish list on Throne. And right now, I am trying to acquire things for TwitchCon to wear so that my streamer senpais will notice me. And my voluptuous booba. That's the most important part. SBO? Yeah, usually I'm on Twitch, but I'm like, I haven't streamed on YouTube in a hot minute, so I think I'm gonna say hi to my YouTube friends. I'm alright. I am probably going to hop off here in a few, because I've been on for like 3 hours. And there's some stuff I want to accomplish while things are still quiet in my house. And also I'm starting to get kind of hungry. Finally. Because I did not eat at all yesterday because I wasn't feeling well, so my body now craves food. I'll definitely get some sleep. It is a little after 3 a.m. where I am. So it's quiet time. Thing is, TwitchCon hasn't listed a dress code yet. The only thing they have said that even remotely resembles a dress code is like
Don't show up dressed like a police officer or firefighter or military personnel. So I'm like, does that mean I could just walk in with pasties and panties? Because you did not say otherwise, TwitchCon. I will check the disco. Okay. Alright, I've hit the 3-hour mark. Chapter 3. I'm hungry. I should probably go potty. And get some stuff done. And check on the kiddos. It's been a hot minute. But thank you all for joining me. I would do heart hands if I had that capture thingy that does arms and hands, but I don't have one yet. But I appreciate y'all. If you have Twitch, follow Orky on Twitch. It's Orky VTuber, ORKI VTuber. Link is in the description for this stream. You just click on the description box, scroll a little bit, and there's a linky link you can click and follow. I mainly stream on Twitch at least 2 to 3 evenings a week. And follow me on X Twitter. Twitter X. Whatever it's called. The app that was once a bird. Catch y'all later, everybody. Stay awesome. I love you. New audio's out very soon. And if you're over 18 and you want to support this channel, because I'm not monetized in the partner program, I make zero money uploading to this platform, check out my Patreon. I got lots of exclusive audios and artwork and other fun things on there. Plus a private adult-only Discord server where I sometimes do face cam streams, and sometimes my booba's out, so you can see my booba. Alright, catch y'all later. That's everybody. Love you. Ah, da, da.